As a citizen of the United States, at any moment you could be called into jury duty. And if you don't show up, you actually are committing a crime. But the whole point of being on a jury is to offer a fair deliberation. Well, my guest today says that that is something that is very difficult to achieve in the court system today. Grant Todd, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and I enjoy it.
Grant, you are the author of the book Survive and Thrive, which talks about ways of thinking, specifically parallel thinking. And you have applied this form of parallel thinking to the jury system. What is the challenge in our jury system today?
The challenge is, I think, I'm going to say strangeness. In the fact that you mentioned the citizen has a duty to serve on a jury, but at the same time, the way it's contrived to form the jury, we are taking strangers that don't know each other, and I can understand that, and they're pulled together and they're put into a situation to where they're going to make a judgment which could be sizable or even deadly, quite frankly. If that group doesn't have some experience on how to collaborate and to reach discussion levels that are not acrimonious and argumentative, or a broader term I'll use is stressful, then there is going to be all kinds of chances that people will be trying to expedite that service. And that's not good for whatever the judgment's being made, the verdict that's to come out of it.
We were talking before about a certain jury where they used something as simple as a flip of a coin.
Correct. They weren't told anything contrary. In other words, they felt they had a full right to do that, and that was, they were exhausted. Their discussions were exhausted. Now today, of course, a lot of judges are ahead of that, and they're saying, okay, no flip of the coin. We want you really to discuss it, but can I help you? No. Could I tell you the process to follow? No. I simply want a verdict to come out, and I want it, yay, nay, or whichever the question is put before them. So the challenge is, quite honestly, that we have people who realize that the jury experience is not as good as it should be, and therefore they find a way to duck that responsibility in many ways. So number one, you're not getting the best peer group that's making the call.
So what needs to happen?
What needs to happen is the citizen needs to take back control of its own system.
And how can they do that?
Well, they can do that pretty just short of the ballot box, but I guess they could do it with the ballot box too, that same impact. They need to identify who are the representatives within each of their state that seems to be interested in the justice side or the justice area. And they also need to identify in both the houses, the Senate and the legislature, who they're going to make contact with. They then need to appeal to them that they want to have the subject of a format, a given approved format that can be inserted into the trial and given to the jurors to use. Now, frankly, today, the jurors can do anything they want short of flip a coin to make a decision. They could draw numbers. They could do other things. There's nothing written that says they can't do that. So we really want to bring a better order and a better opportunity to comprehensively discuss a balanced discussion, one that doesn't have any acrimony in it and makes a much more pleasant experience that says, I've done it once, I would be willing to do it again.
There are people who are already getting ready to serve on jury duty. There are people watching who are facing both civil and criminal trials. How can they get a hold of you?
fairjurytrial.com.
A New Wave Thinking author, Grant Todd. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.